What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk about 5 things that I would love to see refreshed when they introduce the new 2025 Subaru Outback. So this model right here is the 2024 Subaru Outback, and we've had this same exact body style, same exact feature sets and all those types of things with minor updates since 2020 when they added the 11.6-inch infotainment screen and changed a lot of the exterior features. I made a video talking about that all the way back in 2020 and 2021 whenever we got the model. I think it was actually in 2019 that we got it, but I took a look at that, made a video on that. So if you're interested in what changed from that generation to this generation, check that video out. But we'll have a new one coming out once we get the 2025s, talking about the differences between the two generations. These are all speculative. I haven't actually seen any renderings, any footage, any videos, any photos of the 2025 Outback. These are just things that, after my experience sitting in, driving, reviewing all of these Outbacks for the past 3 to 4 years, things that I want to see them refresh and update when 2025 rolls around next year. So let's go ahead and start on the exterior. One big thing that I would love them to add is a panoramic sunroof option. You have just had the moonroof option, I think, forever. I don't think you've ever had a panoramic option. Now, I think the obvious reason why they don't do this is because you have the crossbars and you're storing stuff up on top. You know, you could damage the glass, I guess, but I mean, there's other rugged vehicles that have panoramic sunroofs, so I don't really think that's a good reason. They need to add a panoramic option up here. If you're taking this thing camping, you're going into the woods, you're going on the mountains, all those different types of stuff, why would you not want to lay the back seats down, lay a mattress in, and stare out the panoramic sunroof at the stars? I mean, that's like Subaru's whole demographic. They've got to add that option. And you've got it on some other Subaru models. You just don't have it here on the Outback. So panoramic sunroof, need that option. Now, number 2 is an obvious one. This always changes, but it's the body lines. I feel like we've had very similar body lines in the Outback for even the previous generations for as long as I can remember. They've all kind of looked the same. I would love to see a little bit more aggressive body lines here on the Outback. Something, you know, similar to what we're getting on the Crosstrek now. That has some really nice body lines, WRX, things like that. Just making a little bit more sporty, a little bit more aggressive, and less kind of geriatric in some certain ways. Not necessarily in a negative way, but the Outback has a certain connotation. And even like the Wilderness and the Onyx XT and things, they're not as aggressive as I'd like. I'd love to have just a really nice, aggressive, just baseline for the Outback. And then you can have additional trim levels that are even more aggressive with additional cladding and accents and things like that. But having just the overall body style be more aggressive, be more aerodynamic, be more sporty, that would be sick. Now, number 3 is kind of a selfish one. I would love to see them add a hybrid option to the Outback here. Realistically, in a perfect world, I'd love a fully electric Outback, but I know that's not going to happen until at least 2027 or 8, whenever that factory's done being built, when they're going to start making their own EVs. But realistically, for 2025, I would love for them to add a hybrid option. It just makes so much sense. Subaru's all about the earth. They're all about making a difference in that way. So continuing to only have fully gas-powered vehicles, except for the Solterra, which isn't even really a Subaru, doesn't make any sense. They need to add some hybrid options. I know you have the hybrid Crosstrek, but that's almost impossible to find. But having it on their main vehicle, their flagship, if you will, on the Outback here would just make too much sense. So maybe we'll get a hybrid Outback next year. Who knows? Now, the rest of the changes I'd love to see are here inside the cabin. And oh, my driver focus is working. Check out that video if you haven't seen it. But they're just things that I'd love to see from a technology perspective that I think would really help modernize the interior of the Outback. And I'm saying this knowing full well that Subaru is one of the last manufacturers to not offer a fully digital display cluster as an option on anything but their Toyota crossover with the Solterra. That's the only option. You just don't have it anywhere else. And I think it's absolutely insane in 2024 to not have a full digital display option at all. They need to do that on the 2025 Outback. Who knows if they will? Knowing Subaru's history, I'm guessing it won't be. But having physical gauges is for your bottom tier vehicles, right? Having a fully digital display with nice, crisp, navigation options and your driver assistance features put on there and all kinds of stuff, that is the move. That is the way to go. They made a huge display over here, so why not just kind of pick this up and tilt it and, you've got it. Boom, easy. I fixed it for you, Subaru. But in kind of the same vein of kind of redesigns and refreshes, I'd love to see this center console area get refreshed. It would be great to have the option of a shift-by-wire system. Maybe not entirely the only option. I know people like their actual physical, shift columns. But if you had a shift-by-wire system of any kind up here, It would get rid of some of this bulk down here. You could have a pass-through, you could have additional storage space, additional charging areas, and it'll make the cabin feel kind of less compressed and less tight if you have a little bit of legroom here kind of to where things are free-flowing. Even if it's just for storage, just having that pass-through makes the cabin feel more airy. And getting rid of some of this kind of piano black plastic and things and how kind of compact and tight everything is up here. I mean, the wireless charging pad area is almost impossible to fit a phone in if it has even a generic case on it. It's absolutely ridiculous. Stuff falls down there all the time. It's hard to get out. Everything up here is just kind of congested, and I think if they got rid of a actual physical shift knob, changed to a shift by wire system, you could free up so much space, or at least move the shift knob over here or up here. There's different things you could do to free up the space, but just alleviating some of the pressure here through the center console would make a big difference. And for one little bonus take, I'd love for this steering wheel to get changed up a little bit. We've had this same steering wheel for as long as I can remember. My wife's 2018 Crosstrek has this same steering wheel with this same kind of button layout and things. They've added buttons. You've got your lane centering and you've got, adaptive cruise control and things, but this steering wheel has been the same forever. I'd love to see just a shuffling, maybe some updated button graphics and layout, maybe a little bit of a different look. Just change it up a little bit. Like, it's a refresh, it's your flagship model. Change it up a little bit, make it interesting. Keep us on our toes a little bit, Subaru. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Drop a like on the video if you loved it. Tell me in the comments down below, what do you think they should add in the 2025 Subaru Outback? I'd love to have a conversation down in the comments. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be among the first to see every single new video the second we get a 2025 Subaru Outback. We'll see you in the next one.